welcome back.
Welcome back
To another episode of Witches in Business.
Yeah.
Can you just... Okay,
Why
good.
did I say it like that? Yeah.
I don't know. I wanted to make sure your mic was good, but you're good, so we're fine.
Okay.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. It's nice weather today. Spring
Beautiful.
is here. The blossoms are out.
So
I'm
nice.
happy.
Good. Well, I'm exhausted, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Yesterday, I got to work, and around 9 a.m., Marcus says, I think I might go get a Red Bull.
Okay.
And I thought, I could go for a Red Bull. It's been probably 3 years since I've had a Red Bull.
You're not like 21 anymore.
No. So let's just say about an hour after I drank the full Red Bull, I felt like I was going to have a heart attack, and I was very concerned that I should like go home and lay down. Well, we're just going to have to let that ring because that's way over there, and I just can't even reach it. So it'll stop. Anyways.
This is good.
This is fine. Anyways, shows you that we're busy though. That's a good thing. So anyways, it like completely depleted me, and I still don't feel well.
Well, you really don't consume very much caffeine.
No, I really don't, because I don't drink coffee or anything. And like, I used to drink a Red Bull before a night shift at the restaurant, and then you're going around and you're moving around all night long. I was just sitting here in front of my desk, and my heart's like going crazy.
Yeah, that's not good.
No, I really wish I hadn't have done it, and now I feel still terrible today.
Oh.
Like I got 8 hours of sleep, and I still feel like I could have slept for another 8 hours.
Wow.
I know. So, note to self, I'm too old for Red Bull.
Yeah, I'm definitely too old for Red Bull.
Yeah. Like
I'll drink 2 or 3 coffees in a day, but like no.
I just feel like a coffee is like nowhere near a Red Bull.
I don't think so.
No. And like the other day I was working a night shift at the restaurant, and the girls were like, oh, let's have a Red Bull cocktail. And I was like, no, I'm okay. And so they were drinking, like they had a huge, massive can of Red Bull, and they split it up between like 6 drinks, and they drank it with pineapple juice and soda. Oh. And like it tasted pretty good, but I was like, no thanks.
No way.
Not a thing. So now I'm like, I wish I'd eaten a whole bunch of like vitamins today to counteract the Red Bull, because I feel like it's just depleted my whole system. So if you're over 25, don't drink Red Bull.
You probably shouldn't drink Red Bull anyway. It's really bad for you.
That's very true. It is very
energy
bad
drinks in general.
That's true. I'm always on Jeremy. He drinks energy drinks constantly, and I hate it. I know.
I used to do that, and I don't get it.
The only time I ever did it was just like on a Friday, Saturday night at the restaurant, because I was like, let's go, we're gonna have a great night, like let's just keep the energy up. And that was the only time. I would never do that ever again.
Nope.
So that's my life. I wanted to share a few TikTok tips.
TikTok tips.
TikTok tips. That's my new segment. TikTok tips. So my first one is a purging challenge. This isn't all TikTok, just so you know.
I was like, wow, you really don't have very many notes. And then you flip the page and it's like a novel.
No, this is my top 5 as well as my TikTok tips. So I'm just going to do my TikTok tips for right now.
Okay.
So first one is a purging challenge. So for spring cleaning, every day of a new month. So on the first day, you get rid of 1 thing in your house.
Okay.
The second day, you get rid of 2 things. Third day, you get rid of 3 things. And you just keep going on for every day of that month. So by the 30th day, you should be finding 30 things in your house to get rid of.
That's a lot of things.
It's a lot of things. But like I was watching this guy do it, and he was on day 8, and he's like, I'm already finding a hard time finding things to get rid of, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he's like, it makes you really start to go through like your clothing and say, do I really ever actually wear this, or am I just keeping it just for the sake of keeping it?
Yeah.
You know? And so I kind of want to try that for April, because I have a lot of clothes that I have been keeping for a long time because I really like them, and I keep thinking, oh, I'll wear this. And it's like, but do I ever actually get down to the last clothes to wear it before I go back to the thing that I like? No. You know? So I think I might try it for April and see how it goes.
Okay. Let me know how it goes.
I will let you know how it goes.
I get rid of my clothes like all the time.
I need to be better at purging my clothes.
And then I put them into a garbage bag, and guess where that goes? In the trunk of my car.
And then it sits in your car for months.
Yep.
I used to do that at the French place when we'd clear out the lost and found bin. And I'd be like, oh, I'll take this to the Salvation Army. And it would roll around in my trunk for months.
Yeah, I definitely have a full garbage bag of clothes in my car right now.
You know, the nice thing about Value Village, for instance, is that they're open Monday to Saturday, and all you have to do is knock on the door and give them the box or your bag, and then you don't have to be worried about it.
Okay, I would like to actually donate somewhere else.
Other than Value Village?
Yes.
Yeah.
Please, like, somebody write in and let us know if there's somewhere, like, I want it to go somewhere that it'll actually just go to people who need those things.
Yeah.
Not, like, to be resold in a store.
Right. Like the Salvation Army, for instance, or the Hospital Auxiliary, their thrift stores are good because they're non-for-profit. So like the Hospital Auxiliary, for instance, which is where my nanny works, she says that they get quite a lot of donations, but of course they are resold, but then all of the money goes directly towards Hospital Auxiliary. But I agree with you. Like, is there a church group or some kind of local group
that like just donates
to the homeless people or to a women's shelter? Like, can you just, because I know you can't just drop off clothes at,
like, I know there's like Dress for Success other places. I don't know if we have one here, but there's like nice like work dresses and stuff,
right,
that like somebody would really like.
And prom season's coming up as well too, and so if you have a prom dress to give away, there is a local group, I know they're on Facebook, that you can donate your prom dress to.
Okay, I have my prom dress and I am going to donate it. However, I graduated in 2008.
Yes.
And that is a very distinct style of dress that is no longer in style.
It's very true.
But fashion is cyclical, so I know it'll come back, and I would prefer to donate it at a time
when it's going to be used.
Yeah. Instead of just like, I'm poor and this is my prom dress from 2008. You know?
Well, that's true. But I mean, I guess though, if you need a dress, you need a dress, you know? So they probably, like, I feel like I wouldn't care if it was just like a donated dress. And your dress was beautiful. So
I liked it at the time, even though it's purple. Yeah. Which is just not my thing.
I would never wear purple ever.
I don't like purple.
I know.
I don't know why it's purple.
Mine was black, but mine had like no embellishments or anything on it. It was a beautiful dress. It was handmade, but like I didn't put any sparkle or anything on it, which is shocking for me. So
we should post our prom photos.
I think that's a fantastic idea. We should wear our prom dresses.
Oh no.
Would you be able to fit into yours?
Absolutely not.
I can't really fit into mine.
Absolutely not.
But mine's a corset back, so like I could make it work, you know? Oh, that'd be so fun.
Yeah, that's just not going to happen.
Okay, well, we can post photos. You'll have to send one to me.
I will.
Okay. Okay, so back to my TikTok.
Sorry.
My TikTok
wow,
tips.
tangent.
This is what happens. We're not even drinking wine, and that happened. My second one is a speech tip. So it was talking about if you are trying to get rid of filler words in your vocabulary, which is a huge problem for me.
I think I saw that video.
Because I deal with a lot of filler words, and a lot of the times I don't notice that I'm doing it. But this was a really good way to remove those from your vocabulary. And you sit with a friend and you have your friend give you a random topic, and you're supposed to talk about that topic for 60 seconds. And if you are talking and you use a filler word like, you know, yeah, whatever, then you're supposed to start from the beginning, and you're supposed to continue to talk about that topic until you can go for 60 seconds without using a filler word. And it's apparently supposed to be a really neat trick. And this is coming from a woman who has won a national speech competition twice or something.
Wow.
So I am going to try doing that so that I can reduce that from my vocabulary. There you go.
That's a good tip.
Thanks. I'm full of them. Join us next week for more.
Oh, okay. That was it.
Those are my only two.
Oh, okay.
That's all I had this time. I went pretty far back into my saved TikToks, and those are the golden ones.
Okay. I thought you would have 5 for some reason.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, but I do have a different top 5.
Okay.
Non-TikTok related.
Sure.
Okay. Do you want me to do that now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why
May
not?
As well.
We don't have like an outline here, by the way.
If you haven't already figured that out by now. So my top 5 for this week is top 5 tips to have better cybersecurity.
Okay.
Cybersecurity is a really big thing, as I'm sure you have all seen, getting those random text messages that say you're getting, a due back from your bank or whatever. So these are top 5 ways to have a better cybersecurity. I know why you're laughing, because I used the word due back.
I haven't heard that word in 3 years.
It's just because that's a restaurant term for all of you non-restaurant people. I just couldn't think of the word. So due back made the most sense, and it is applicable in this context. Anyways, so the top 5 tips for better cybersecurity.
Okay.
The first one is password management. So we've talked about passwords before, mostly from my grievances about having such a long password.
It drives me insane.
I know. But
I hate it.
It's a huge benefit. So the importance of having a complicated password that is a mixture of, the number of characters, symbols, lowercase, uppercase, numbers, what have you. A hacker can crack a simple password almost instantly. For instance, if you have a 10-digit password that's just numbers, they can crack that instantly.
Really?
Yeah. If it's a 9-digit password that's just lowercase letters, they can crack that in 2 minutes.
Really?
Yes. So you want to have a password that is at least 8 to 10 digits, if not more, and having a mixture of all of those characters. Because if you have a 16-digit password that is all mixed, it'll take them billions of years to be able to crack it. Because there's just it's the algorithm. The computer can't figure it out. So I'm not saying you need to have a 16-digit password, because that's kind of crazy. But for instance, I've switched over a lot of my passwords to be 12-digit passwords, and they all have a mixture of characters, and that takes them like 10 years to crack.
Okay. My question is this. Do you remember those passwords, or do you have to save them?
I'm going to get to that.
Okay.
I do remember those passwords only because my brain works like that.
There's no way in hell that I could do that.
The importance of also making sure that you're not using the same password for everything, because of course if they can get one password, they can get them all. Now, if you're using a really complicated password, you could probably use it for multiple things, but it's, your grandmother that only uses that one password for everything, and it's not very secure, and a hacker is going to be able to get into their bank, their social media, their everything.
Yeah.
So second thing is using a password manager. There are lots of password managers that you can use, and that's the benefit, so that you don't have to remember what those passwords are. Mm-hmm. Things like saving your password in your browser is not a good thing, because if somebody gets into your computer and then they can just log into your browser and your bank password's saved, well, then they're going to get in. So having a complicated password doesn't really mean anything. Mm-hmm. Using a password manager that requires you to sign in first in order for your passwords to become usable, right, is what you want to use. So for instance, I use one called 1Password. It costs $10 a month.
What?
Yeah. There are free ones though, but this one costs $10 a month. Oh. It stores your passwords in a vault. So when I log on to my computer every morning, and then I open up my web browser and I go to sign into my email, I have to scan my fingerprint in order for it to open up my vault. And then when I click to log in, it gives me my drop-down menu for that website. So if my fingerprint wasn't scanned, you wouldn't be able to see any of my passwords. And then it logs you out every 2 hours. So then the next time you go on to log into, your invoicing software after your 2 hours, I just have to scan my fingerprint again. So, which I really like. It sounds like it's a lot. Yeah. But to be honest with you, I have found it to be so not cumbersome at all. And it helps me because it also goes through all your passwords and it says, hey, you have 36 similar passwords. You should probably change those. And you can change them right in the app. Mm-hmm. So then you don't have to go to each web page and do it. So while it seems like it's a lot, it really is for your own security, because the thing is what these hackers are starting to do now is they're trying to do things like identity fraud. So my next thing is email management, and this is where this starts to play in. So for instance, They get into your computer, they get into your email, they send an email to your lawyer and say, hi, I just want to change my bank account information because I got a new bank. So can you please update my trust fund to go to this new bank account number? And it comes from your email with your signature. So your lawyer is going to say, yeah, okay, sounds good. I'll send you a document. Well, the document's going to come to your email that the hacker has access to. So this is where you have to be mindful of paying attention to how hackers are getting into your computer, and a lot of that is through phishing emails. So we've all seen those emails from Netflix where it says, your account is overdue.
Yeah.
Update this, log in, right? And you go, I don't have a Netflix account, so I have no idea. That's obviously a scam.
Who's saying that?
So where they're starting to get a little bit more sneaky, though, is these emails that look like they easily could be from your lawyer or your realtor or another company. So for instance, I got one in my email the other day, and it was addressed to accounts payable at Pac Rim, and it was from an interior designer in Kelowna with the full address and everything. And of course, I think, okay, well, I haven't used an interior designer in Kelowna, so I know that this isn't legitimate, so I'm not going to click on the attachment. However, somebody who didn't know could easily open that up. Now it could be a Trojan or malware on your computer. Or maybe it's just an invoice that they're just sending to you just to see if you'll pay it. And it's not actually a correct vendor. So you want to be mindful about what you're actually clicking on, because if you open up an attachment that has a virus in it and it starts to attack your computer, that's how they get into your computer. So if you see an email come through, just be mindful of it and read through the entire thing to make sure it's actually legitimate if you don't recognize that. So for instance, somebody could send me an email and say it's from Allie Morrison, but the actual email address could be something completely different. So they could actually use somebody's name that you know, so that they try to get you to click into it. So I always look at the email address if it's something that I'm not really sure of, if it looks kind of weird, and that's how you know. Like sometimes they come through from Google, for instance, your account's overdue, and I click on the email address and it's like the email is 13357 at AOLAO, and it's like, okay, well, that's obviously not Google.
Yeah.
Right?
I get text messages all the time because realtors are targeted a lot because our phone numbers are public for the most part. So like I'll get a text that's like, hey, I just saw your listing with a link. Is this still available? Which,
that's
if you
interesting.
have a bunch of listings, it'd be like,
What is that?
Which listing? But joke's on you, I don't have any listings. So but if you get like a text like that, don't click the link. So if that was even legit, you would just say, hey, sorry, I'm not going to click the link. Which listing are you talking about?
Yeah.
That type of thing.
The unfortunate part is that you have to be really skeptical, and you don't want to come across as rude with your clients or anything.
Well, it's a random number.
Of course. But you do have to be kind of skeptical of that sort of stuff, because they're coming at you from all angles, and they're becoming even more smarter. My God. I heard on the radio the other day that with the new rebate that we're getting for the gas prices, there's already phishing emails, already phishing texts.
Click to get your rebate.
No. And of course, that's not a thing. It's going to be auto deposited into your account if you're set up for that. So just be smart and be almost too skeptical about things when they come in like an email or a text and it looks weird. It likely is. So just do your research and take your time. There's also a common thing with phone calls as well, especially for businesses. We get them about once a year from Google, claiming to be Google, that they're going through and verifying our business listing.
We get like one of those a week.
Exactly. So they go through and they say, we just want to verify all of your information, but we need you to pay for this first in order for your listing to be verified. And if you don't verify it, then we're going to have to remove it from Google.
We just hang up.
Yeah. I like to fight with them a little bit, but that is not true. Google is a free service. You're never going to be charged to use them. Yellow Pages used to do that as well, where they'd call you and verify all of your information to be listed on Yellow Pages. And then they would say, we're going to send you an invoice to renew your listing, even though it's a free listing. And so a lot of the times they would actually send you an invoice and then people would pay it.
Oh, God.
And that wasn't legitimate, right? So make sure to clarify who you're talking to. And what I often do as well is I say, can you please send me an email first and summarize what it is that I need to know or what I need to do first so I can read about this. And often they're not going to do that because they're not legitimate.
Yeah.
Of course. And then the last thing is just backing up your data as consistently as possible. You can do this manually with a hard drive or a thumb drive or even like a server, which is what we use. Or you can do it digitally through a cloud-based service. There's lots of them online that you can use. We also use Dropbox for a lot of stuff. So we always have a backup on Dropbox as well as on our computers. And then you can also use a hosting or like an IT company to do that. And that's a really big benefit so that if you are hacked or they, ransomware is a really big one where they'll hack into your whole company and then they want you to pay them a specific amount to get all your data back. But if you are regularly backing up your data, then you can, you don't have to do that because then you have yesterday's data, right?
Yeah.
So we're always backing up every 24 hours and we do that through our IT company as well. So just be mindful of it. Cybersecurity is becoming more and more prevalent and it's happening to a lot of companies. There's a lot of companies in the construction industry that are seeing this in Nanaimo that's been hit in the last year. So it does happen and it doesn't matter how big or how small you are. You could be a one-person company and it could still happen to you. So just be careful. Be overly paranoid. Be skeptical.
Yeah.
Those are my top 5.
Okay, cool. Mm-hmm. Let's do a millennial quiz.
Love it.
Okay.
I've been studying. I haven't.
How do you study?
I'm just joking.
Okay, some of these you'll know right away. Some of them are a little bit more obscure.
Joy.
Okay. Here is the first one. Who's this?
Are one of these named peanut butter and jelly or jam?
PB&J Otter.
PB&J Otter. I've never seen this ever.
Okay.
I don't even know how I knew that, to be honest.
I don't know. Okay. Here's the next one. Who are these people?
I don't even recognize a single one of these people.
Really?
Is this Degrassi?
Yes.
Oh, only because now I see that's Drake. I've never.
His name's Aubrey Graham. He played Jimmy. This was before he got shot and was crippled. I shouldn't have said that. That was a bad word.
It was a bad word.
I don't know why I said that.
Bleep
that out. He became paralyzed by being shot in the back.
Interesting.
Yes.
I have never seen Degrassi. Did you watch like all of Degrassi, even the Next Generation?
Yeah.
Even never.
Yeah.
I've never even seen a clip ever.
What?
No.
Okay.
Never.
Because like the first time I ever saw Degrassi was in sex ed in like grade 7, and we watched the one from like the 80s.
What?
Where Spike got pregnant.
Wait, it's been on since the 80s?
Yes.
No. What? Isn't that show still on?
Yes.
Oh my God.
It's been in like a million reboots. So it was like, it was like Degrassi Junior High, and then it was Degrassi High, and then it was off the air for a number of years, and then they brought it back because Spike got pregnant at some point in the 80s, and then her daughter was 13, and then that was when Degrassi The Next Generation started.
Oh my God.
Because it was The Next Generation.
So was Drake on Next Generation?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
I see. Who are some people that have been on Degrassi? Like who would I recognize?
Well, like
other than Drake.
Lauren Clark.
No idea.
Okay, well, she was in a lot of things Canadian. This is all Canadian stuff, obviously. Who else? Not a lot of people that like made it big. Oh, Nina Dobrev.
Oh, okay.
Was on Degrassi.
Okay, yeah.
Who else? I don't know.
Okay. I want to do one to you after.
Okay. That's exciting.
I'm going to look it up so I got it ready.
Okay. This one you'll know right away because we talked about it off the air last week.
I freaking love this. It's Cinderella with Brandy. That is the only good live. That is not true. It is the #1 live action Cinderella movie that is absolutely amazing. I've watched it so many times. The #2 is the Lily James version, just so everyone knows.
I don't think I've seen that.
It's so good. Richard Madden is Prince Charming and he's amazing.
I don't know who that is.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh, that's right. You've never seen Game of Thrones.
God. No, I have not.
The Brandy version of Cinderella is magical.
Okay, so we talked about this last week, but this was really funny to me. I was listening to Rod's podcast at Rod, and he invented this game. He calls it Who Dis. And the girl who he had on last week, he showed her this picture, and first she said, Hocus Pocus. And then she said Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Like, clearly you've never seen any of those things, because this is so clearly
Brandy.
not it. And how have you never seen Sabrina the Teenage Witch?
I know, or like know that Melissa Joan Hart is Sabrina.
Exactly.
Like what?
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
That's ridiculous.
Who played the fairy godmother in the Brandy version?
I don't know.
Isn't it Whitney Houston?
Is it?
Yes, that's Whitney Houston. Oh my God.
I never knew her as an actress.
That's fair.
Okay, sorry.
She wasn't in a lot.
Moving
so
on.
That's fine.
Okay, you'll know this one, obviously.
Bring it on.
Bring it on.
Oh, it has already been brought.
I love that movie.
I've seen that movie at least 30 times.
Yeah, same.
Love it.
Okay, this one is very obscure, and this is... Oh, wait, no. I'm going to skip that one for now.
Okay.
This one's not obscure. You'll know this one.
Okay. The Magic School Bus.
Magic School Bus.
Right on the Magic School
Miss
Bus.
Frizzle.
I love the one where it's all about sounds, and they're in that kind of like creepy house, and they can see all of the sound waves.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorites. I also like the one where they go into the human body.
Yeah, so it's
and
classic.
they're like in the mouth and everything.
Yeah. I like the solar system one.
Yeah, the solar system one's good. I think
like
the
them all.
sound one is the one where they're in the rainbow, the prism. Remember where they see the prism?
No, that's not sound. That's light.
Oh, maybe it's about sound and light then, because I remember. I
feel like the sound one, they weren't in a house. I think they were like at like a theater.
You're right. So then what's the light one?
I don't know.
It's 2 different episodes, or maybe it's the same episode. I don't remember, but I loved that show. I would still watch it
too.
now.
I would too, and maybe we should.
I think it's on Amazon Prime. I think.
Okay, I'll have to check it out.
Pretty sure it's on one of them.
Like, it's pretty amazing.
Oh, it's a great show.
Little Richard does the theme song.
I didn't know that.
No.
That's hilarious. I can totally hear it now.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Lily Tomlin, obviously.
Right on the Magic School Bus. Oh, Lily Tomlin is amazing.
Okay, so this brings me to my point that has to do with the next one. This is a very obscure one.
Okay.
You probably will not. I'll be very surprised if you know this one. Who is this? What is this?
Puff the Magic Dragon.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay, I do know. I've seen this before.
Okay.
What is it?
It's Dudley the Dragon.
Dudley the Dragon.
Which I completely forgot
Me
about.
too.
Until I saw a TikTok today that said that was the theme song, and I was like, whoa, like the theme songs from kids' TV shows were so good.
Totally.
I don't know if they still are, but
I want to look up the theme song.
good. Okay, I've got it ready to go.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't actually remember ever watching this show, but I know the song word for word.
Yeah, I'm
obviously
interested for you
watched
to
it.
play it, because I do remember Dudley the Dragon,
Yeah.
but I don't remember
probably
really anything
know
about
the
it.
song.
Okay.
Let me just turn it up.
Like a dragon, and you talk like a dragon, dance about like a dragon, and you shout like a dragon.
I know every word.
Like swing like a dragon.
I've never heard this
swing
before.
Like a dragon, and you give it absolutely everything like a dragon. Can you sing it?
I don't remember this at all.
Sing it. Dudley, Dudley the dragon, Dudley.
No. I definitely
Okay.
remember seeing Dudley. Like, maybe I saw like a book or something.
I do not remember anything about this.
I don't remember the
except
song.
I remember the song
That's
so well,
weird.
so I obviously watched it, right?
That's weird. That's like a hidden, repressed memory. Ooh, I've got 2 to show you.
Okay, let's see it.
Okay. I'm going to show the camera first.
Okay.
Who are these 2 girls? Did you ever watch this show? It's a Canadian show.
Oh, well, you've got it there.
Oh, sorry.
Ready or Not.
Yeah, did you ever watch that
You know what?
show?
I watched it a few times. Her name was Busy.
Busy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic show.
Yeah, I don't really remember it, except for I remember the one where she got her period for the first time.
Yeah.
That's the only one I remember.
So it was one of those shows where it dealt with a lot of those kinds of issues.
Like Degrassi.
Like Degrassi. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And it came on fairly late at night. I remember on YTV,
yes,
I think.
I remember the first time I ever saw it, I was babysitting.
Oh, okay.
And so
that
I just
makes sense.
was watching the TV when the kid was in bed.
Yeah.
And I was like, what's this? And it was, I'm pretty sure, the episode where she got her period.
Yeah, like I have watched numerous of these episodes, but I've never watched any of them like in order or anything. But great show. Like deals with a lot of high school kind of stuff that your kids should learn, you know? Okay, this isn't one that I think you're going to know because I don't know what it is, but I just want to see if you remember this. Okay. So this is a Canadian commercial. I'm not going to play the sound or anything because it doesn't really matter, but I just want to show you, like, do you remember this, like, raccoon? It's a Canadian commercial.
I don't think so.
Oh, this... I really remember this, but I don't know what the commercial's for. But I really, really remember it. It's like jogged one of those weird things in your brain, like a
Play
weird
the
memory.
video.
Well, it's not.
You touch things that are good for you. And mummies like me want you to be careful too.
Okay, I remember this.
Do you know what I'm talking about? Oh, do you know what? Okay, do you remember the song where it's like, "Don't you put it in your mouth?
Of course.
Don't you put it in your mouth?"
Okay, that's also along the same lines of everybody's got a thing. With the kid with the dinosaur noise.
The dinosaur noise.
Our friend Dustin does that.
Oh my god, that's so true.
You should get him to play that.
It was
sometime.
also around the same time as the House Hippo.
Yes.
Yeah.
Concerned children's advertisers.
Yes, exactly. Don't you put it in your mouth. Oh my gosh, I love this. That was good. Do you have any more?
No.
Oh, we'll save it for next week.
That's all I have.
This is good. Good job, Allie.
I just want to say I'm really proud of us for not talking about the Will Smith slap because I wrote down
Cool, we're talking about it right now.
Not mention the slap. That's it. I don't want to talk about it. It's been done to death.
All I wrote down was the Oscars, and that was it.
That's all I have to say about the Oscars because I don't really care.
Yeah, it was a good show for the most part, but I mean, it is kind of boring.
I haven't seen any of the movies because I don't really watch movies.
I really like movies, but what I thought was interesting was I read something yesterday that was talking about how a lot of people don't watch the Oscars because they only ever nominate dramas. Even
that's
though
true.
Dramas make up only 3% of the movies that are released every year.
Yeah.
And so they don't focus a lot on animated or comedy movies.
Right.
Or adventure or any of that kind of stuff, which is interesting because it really makes you think about what the criteria of those awards really are then.
Because, like, what are people really watching? Like, the Jackass movie was a pretty high-grossing movie in this day and age.
Exactly.
That's a movie. They're not going to be on the Oscars.
No, and that's what it was. The article was kind of talking about is no wonder the viewership is the lowest it's ever been.
Yeah.
Is because they're not actually focusing on movies that are actually getting watched the most or generating the most money.
Yeah.
Right? And so then, and I'm not discrediting at all the actors or the people that have made the movies that are being given and nominated and given the awards, because obviously they deserve them, but it is interesting that they leave out a huge portion of the movies that are made every year. And just because a movie is not a drama doesn't mean it's not worthy of an Oscar or not good, you know?
Like, what if you give an amazing comedic performance?
Exactly.
You can't get an Oscar for that?
Exactly.
Telling jokes is hard.
Well, exactly. And of course, there is the challenges that have happened every year that they've been talking about is the lack of representation from minorities and diversity. And so what I thought was really interesting was the lead actress of West Side Story, Rachel Zegler. She was not invited to the Oscars, even though West Side Story was nominated for Best Picture and nominated in multiple other categories. She was not invited to the Oscars. Now, some people say it was just an oversight that she wasn't invited, but it called a lot of attention to the fact that that's a pretty common thing that a lot of Latino, Hispanic, and Black actresses and actors and just anybody in the industry are often overlooked at the Oscars.
Yeah.
So the internet kind of went a little crazy, and then she ended up going. She was invited and she presented, and it was actually quite funny because she walked up with somebody, and I don't remember who she was with, but they said, you know, I never would have thought growing up as a child that I would have been standing on this stage. And then she goes, I didn't think 6 days ago that I was going to be standing on this stage, which was really, really cute and quite funny. And I mean, she deserves to be there. Like, that's so ridiculous. So I like award shows. I like seeing the glitz and the glamour and the songs and everything, but it is starting to really become a more talked about thing about how it's really not representative of our reality at all.
Yeah, that's true.
So that's that.
Okay. Well, dare to not mention the slap. That's good.
Yes.
I just wanted to touch, because we are bitches in business, I should probably talk about my business.
Yes, you should. You talk.
We are now in our spring market, which is amazing. We're finally starting to see an increase in inventory, which means there are actually things to buy. And so with more listings comes more listings, because more people are going to sell their house because they have something to buy. So this is great. So if you are thinking of buying or selling, then just reach out.
Yeah. I mean, I think it also is cyclical with the weather too, because it's starting to get nicer now. And so now people are starting to think about it a little bit more, and they're getting more excited. They're getting out of the winter funk, and it's time for spring cleaning. I find that a lot of people, when they're doing their spring cleaning, is when they start to think, this house isn't big enough, or I don't have enough room, or, you know, I hate this thing that I've always been worried about. Let's sell our house. Look at how crazy the market is. Yeah. So give Allie a call. I agree with that.
Yes.
I wish that we had actually filmed it a couple days from now, so we could have had the market stats, because they come out on Friday.
Yes, they do.
Bummer. But we'll have to save them for next week.
Next time.
Yeah, good call. I appreciate that. I wanted to ask you, when was the last time that you played Wordle?
I played today.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I feel like I forgot for like the last 3 weeks.
I forgot for a while. Yeah. Have you been playing Knuckle?
What's that?
It's Canadian Wordle.
What?
And it's always Canadian words. Like things that have to do with Canada.
Really?
Yeah.
Like maple?
Maple. Like igloo. Like beers. Like moose.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea. Is it the same thing where it's a new word every day and you can't play the old words?
Yep.
I'm going to look this up. Well, I saw a TikTok the other day of a woman, and she does all of these different ones, because now, of course, there's different ones that have come out.
Yeah.
And so there'll be ones where it's a song, and you only get 1 second of the song, and then 2 seconds and 3 seconds.
Yeah.
And things like math problems and puzzles. Like, there's all these different ones now that are coming out that are all in the Wordle format. So I'm going to have to get on board with all of those. I just thought it was funny how Wordle was so popular for like a day. And then now it's just like nobody talks about it.
Yeah, that's true. My mother-in-law is very into it. She posts every single day what happened.
My mother-in-law has not talked to me once about Wordle, which is surprising because I think she kind of likes stuff like that. I'm going to have to ask her about it.
Maybe she doesn't know about it.
She might not. That's a very good point.
I should mention it.
I should. She's just getting back from Hawaii after being there for like 2 months.
Oh, must be nice.
I know, horrible life, right? I know.
The next thing I want to talk about is Real Housewives, because Real Housewives of Beverly Hills is coming back on May 11th.
Oh, really? There's already a release date?
Yes.
Oh, that's so exciting.
That's all I know. There's no trailer.
Oh.
There's no taglines. It's coming out on May 11th. And Real Housewives of Atlanta is coming back May 1st, and they released the trailer today, and I'm very excited.
How am I supposed to watch Real Housewives while I'm in Europe?
You could probably watch it on Hayu.
Yeah, that would be fine, right?
Yeah.
Because sometimes
Hayu just doesn't work in the States, but it works, I think, everywhere else.
I'm gonna have to look into that, because I know, like, Netflix, for instance, changes when you're in that country. So I'm gonna have to look into that and see how I can watch it.
Yeah, I think Hayu.
Okay. I'm gonna believe you, because I would like to watch it.
Right. Currently, like, that what's airing right now is only Real Housewives of New Jersey, which is very good this season, and Real Housewives of Orange County, which is like
that's still on.
Oh yeah. And so I'm just like a little underwhelmed. So I'm very excited for my other shows to come back. And this is gonna be an unpopular opinion, and I know you don't watch New Jersey, but like, this is my opinion. It's time for Teresa to go.
Why?
I'm just over her. She is dumb. She's incredibly dumb. And it's hard for me to watch her sometimes because she gets into all these arguments and it's like she's just so stupid. So it's like, how do you argue with someone who's dumb?
I hate arguments that could have been easily prevented, and then they can't resolve the argument, and I just want to plop myself in and be like,
someone
okay.
needs to explain to her, but she doesn't listen ever.
It's so frustrating.
It's like it's very hard to penetrate into her brain. Like last year, the entire the fight of the season was that Teresa went around spreading a rumor that Jackie's husband Evan was cheating, which was not true, and Jackie was obviously very upset at Teresa for going around spreading the rumor.
Right.
And so Teresa was like, well, that's what I heard. That's what I heard. And Jackie used an analogy. She said, well, what if her daughter, she's like, what if I heard that Gia was doing coke in the bathroom. And then Teresa lost her mind because she doesn't know what an analogy is. Like, she just doesn't know. So she thought that now Jackie was spreading a rumor that Gia was doing coke in the bathroom, which she was not saying. She was saying,
how would you feel if I said this?
I heard it, so I'm going to say it. And in the episode last night, she brought it up again. She said, well, when you use an analogy, you have to say, I'm going to say an analogy. I'm like, no, you don't. No one says that.
Everyone knows I'm going to use an analogy here.
Yes, I'm going to use an analogy. Here it is. No, that's
so
how
stupid.
People talk. So I'm just done with her. She's annoying with the voice. Like, she's just fucking annoying.
How long has she been on the show for?
Since the beginning of time.
Because New Jersey was the first one, right?
No, it wasn't. Orange County was the first one. And then it was like, I believe New York and New Jersey and Atlanta came out all around the same time. I want to say like 2009 or something.
Time to go.
It's been a long time. It's 10 years.
Over that. 13 years. You know what came up on my Facebook memories today? A picture of me 10 years ago. And it was a selfie in the mirror with my BlackBerry.
God.
And I said, going DT for the first time. Oh my God. The outfit that I was wearing.
Oh my God.
The curls. It was just horrible. I don't know how.
Can you please show me?
I will show everybody.
I'm very excited.
I will show everybody. It is so embarrassing. I cannot believe that I always look at my old memories and I just laugh at myself for the things that I used to post.
Embarrassing.
But like, this is just really bad. Going DT for the first time.
Look how cute you are.
How cute I am. Oh my God. I'll make it look bigger and nice, but like, horrible.
Oh wow, over the shoulder.
Oh yeah, just so excited with my little like lace tank top and one of those cute little like cowl neck shirts over it.
So how old were you? 19?
19. I had just turned 19 like the month before. Mm-hmm. You know where I went? Level 2.
Oh, I loved Level 2.
Someone bought me a shot. Oh yeah, it was magical.
I used to love going to Level 2. It was amazing.
I used to really enjoy Level 2 as well, just because you were out and having fun. But then it got really foggy in there, and like, it's such a death trap in that place. I liked Old City way better.
Yeah.
Not that you can really compare the two, but apparently Level 2 is not even open anymore.
I don't think it is. I don't really think any of the nightclubs are open other than
Old City. Yeah, Old City's open.
Old City, but it's not a nightclub. And then the Queens, but it's also not a nightclub.
I think that Spice might be. Is it Spice or Concept or what's it called now?
I only know because my office is right there.
Right.
And Evolve.
What's Evolve? Is that where 241?
Yes.
Oh my God. I just love how everything changes names so often.
Yep.
Like, didn't Old City used to be called the Jungle? Or Jungle Club?
I don't think so.
Or the Press Room?
No.
What was the Press Room? Or was that in Vancouver?
I don't know. That was before my time.
That was way before my time.
Concept, when I was 19, Concept was Spice. But before that, I think that was the Jungle.
Oh, was it?
The Jungle was either Spice or 2-for-1.
Nick Watts would know because I think he used to work at one of them.
Oh, probably.
But I remember him telling me about this, that's where they used to go.
Kurt would know.
Oh, Kurt would know.
Should I call him?
Will he answer right now?
He might be really
Try it.
annoyed.
Yeah, but what you have to say is, Kurt, you're on the air. Oh, I want to talk about something while you're doing that.
Okay.
Oh, never. Okay.
I'm calling him.
I won tickets to the
I'll just
Coastal
wait.
Black Tulip Festival the other day by calling in on the Wolf, and I've never won anything by calling into a radio station, so I'm very excited.
You know I work till 5:30.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Hey,
Kurt's
we're
mad.
recording. We have a question for you. Do you have like 30 seconds to answer a question?
Jesse, do you have 30 seconds to answer a question?
He's very busy.
Is he confirming? He's not happy.
What's up?
You're on speaker. You're on the air. Okay, so out of the nightclubs in Nanaimo, which one was the Jungle?
The Jungle is, I think it's called 2 for 1 now.
Oh,
Well, it's not called 2 for 1
It's
now.
evolved now.
You know what I mean?
What was Old City? What did Old City used to be called? Was it the press room?
That was the press room.
Yeah.
okay.
Wait, what was... Okay, you know Spice, which is now Concept.
Yep.
What was that called?
Desperados.
What?
Everyone called it Desperate Adults.
Desperados?
Oh, wow.
That's hilarious.
okay.
It was also called the Malibu at one point.
Oh,
yes.
I've heard the
Yes,
Malibu.
I think you're right.
That's so funny.
Okay. Thank you. I know you're busy.
All right.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.
At least he said that he loves you. That's nice.
It's not a very good time to call because he's like
End of the
trying to close the
day.
shop at the end of the day.
End of the
so-
day. It's 5 o'clock. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Kurt can be our like resident old Nanaimoite who can like answer questions for
Oh, yeah.
us about
He knows
stuff we
all
don't
the
know.
things. Yeah.
Well, he's lived here his whole life,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So we can ask him about that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That was good. I liked
it.
that. Well, the only other thing I wanted to talk about was just the fact that I'm doing renos at our house.
Okay.
So I have called your contact, and I have a meeting with him tomorrow
Oh,
to
that's
come and take
exciting.
a look at, which I'm very excited about.
Did you tell him that?
Yes, I did. I said, Allie's my realtor, and she's one of my close friends. She gave me your contacts. So he said, yeah, no problem at all. He's going to come by the house. I
Great.
sent him a list of what I'm looking for. So I'll put some stuff out on Instagram of kind of who I'm looking for. So for trades and stuff, if he's not able to do some certain things, then I would love your guys' feedback. So I'm really excited about my renos.
I am also excited about your renos. I love renos.
Thank you. I like renos. I mean, I've never done them in my own house before, so I'm excited about that. I find it a little overwhelming only because there's so many different things that I want to do, and I don't want to do something and then be like, oh, I wish I had done this. And so I'm trying to find like the perfect thing for everything.
Yeah.
So Pinterest has really been my favorite. So if you guys have any cool things in your house that you've done or that you think's awesome, or you've done renos, send me some photos because I'd like to see those.
I want to see him too.
Yes. Send them to Bitches in Business and then we can both see them.
Okay. Should we wrap it up?
Yeah, that's all I got.
Me too.
All right, well, thank you for joining us as always. And we shall see you next week.
See you next week.